What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Kingdom Hearts in 2024. We got a couple big events still left, right? And I want to kind of go through each of the three, in my opinion, there's three, that Kingdom Hearts may or may not show up at, and kind of discuss, whether it's likely or not. So instead of just doing a Gamescom or just doing a Tokyo Game Show, kind of want to handle all of them, and those are two. So in my opinion, the three most likely positions that Kingdom Hearts can be shown off this year is at Gamescom, which is next month, end of August, Tokyo Game Show, which is end of September, and then the Game Awards. Those are really my three. Now, Jeff Keighley likes to keep us on our toes. Jeff Keighley actually went to Square Enix, I think HQ, a few days ago, talked to Tetsuya Nomura, which I think got a lot of people hyped up. And look, does that mean nothing? And I don't think it does. I don't think it means nothing. It can mean nothing, and it could, amount to nothing happening, no showing of Kingdom Hearts, but it is possible. But, Jeff likes to tour the world, and if you listen to Jeff when he talks about Gamescom and Summer Game Fest and Game Awards, he talks about, I saw this game off. They showed me this game 2 years ago. I went to the studio, right, and I played the game. It's not unbelievable to think that this is part of almost a larger plan, that he went to Square Enix HQ, talked to Tetsuya Nomura, saw Kingdom Hearts 4. He might not talk about it or show it off for a year and a half, but he did it. And that could happen. We don't know. So I want you to keep that in mind because, again, Gamescom is the first one we're talking about. Well, you have the Jeff Keighley angle, so it's everything I just said. Now, is late August the right time? And I would say of these three, I think Gamescom makes the least sense. Gamescom is smaller. Gamescom, depending on the year you're looking at, is generally it's positioned a certain way. So, this year it could be, okay, we're going to look at, there's maybe 5 to 10 games that are coming out in the fall that don't have dates. A Kingdom Come Deliverance, a Batman Arkham Shadow. And actually, if you look at it, some of the games that Jeff Keighley showed off at Summer Game Fest, quite a few, including Monster Hunter is actually another one. You can keep going, right? A lot of them are doing repeats. They're doing a double dip, right? And showing themselves off at Gamescom. So, why I'm saying all this stuff, basically, I think Gamescom is going to kind of be full. I think it's going to be full of almost repeats of Summer Game Fest / any almost missing in action games. If Wolf Among Us is going to happen, it might happen at a Gamescom, right? So you kind of stack it with those games. You think about the fall. You even think, okay, well, if you want to lean towards spring 2025 games, right? So you're still not looking at the GTAs of the world. You're still not looking at some of the bigger, maybe Xbox, PlayStation games. You look at the first half of 2025, Kingdom Hearts probably not one of those either. So to me, with all three of these shows, actually, would it be nice? Of course it'd be nice. My jaw would hit the floor. It will hit the floor next time we see Kingdom Hearts 4. But for me, I don't think Gamescom is going to happen. So next one up would be Tokyo Game Show. Now, this one I think is a lot more possible. And actually, if you do want to go back into the history books, one event that I don't think Kingdom Hearts actually appeared at was Game Awards, but two that it did appear at Gamescom, and it did appear at Tokyo Game Show. I think it did both years back-to-back with Kingdom Hearts 3 and with the Remind DLC. I'm pretty sure on that. I'm pretty sure it did both of them, back-to-back years to show off both of those games in trailer form. So, that's something to keep in mind. It's not like it's never been at Gamescom, for the last show. And, Tokyo Game Show, do I really have to say, okay, well, it's more at home. It lines up more with Square Enix. It lines more up with all of them. So does that make it easier? I think it does. You look again, like I said, to history. They've done Tokyo Game Show before. In terms of the distance, not much else would change, right? Because you're still in September. You're still looking at games, even if it's Japanese, focus, which you imagine it would be, right? But even if it's that, you're still probably looking at games that are coming out within the next year or so. Now, Kingdom Hearts can always slide in there because you don't know if it comes out late 2025, early 2026. Is that close enough to show it off in September of this year? One thing you can probably say is I think they showed it off too early. Originally, that was definitely too early. If this isn't too early, that's fine, but that one was definitely too early. So, that's kind of what's holding me back from Tokyo Game Show. It's got the history. It's got the location. It might be a better window because of when Kingdom Hearts comes out, but it's not that much different. It's literally like a month and a week after Gamescom. So not much changes on, if it's not going to Gamescom because it's 2 years out, it's probably not going to Tokyo Game Show because it's 2 years out, right? That same answer, same reasoning could apply to both of those. So, I would say Gamescom's definitely the lowest end. Tokyo Game Show is probably my middle one where I could see it. I could see waking up to, sometimes the shows are at like maybe 2 a.m. my time. I could see myself waking up and all of a sudden, they showed off Kingdom Hearts, something small, right? The only other one would be Game Awards. Now, actually, before I get too far into Game Awards, I know there's like D23 and, Disney type things. And I know I've seen people on Twitter that tend to, put a lot of stock in, if Disney's doing a thing with a showcase, right? Could they show Kingdom Hearts? Yes, and I believe they've actually done stuff, in the past. I think there's reasons why people believe that. Again, if we're talking about a Disney event before or even during the same time as Gamescom and Tokyo Game Show, I'll take, again, the idea that I don't think it's going to happen for the same reasoning of length of time. But that is, if you're going to be glued every show to, hey, is Kingdom Hearts going to be shown off, those Disney events, you probably should keep an eye on them because maybe it does surprise us and it does pop up, right? But Game Awards is my third one, and this one, I don't know. Like, when I think of this Game Awards, I could just be building it up in my head. There's a lot of big games that are within, and actually, that's why I don't think it's in my head. There's a lot of big games in the next, year and a half, right? You think of, the GTAs, but you can think of, Rise of Hydra, and you can think of some of the bigger PlayStation, Xbox games, and you can think, Persona 6 is probably within the next year or two, and Kingdom Hearts 4 is in the next year or two. Wonder Woman, there's a long list of, really, they might not all be good, but big games in the next, 2 years, right? Any one of those, I think, makes a good case to be at the Game Awards. He brings it for the Game Awards. So I could see a Persona type thing at Game Awards and things like that. Does Kingdom Hearts make sense? I think Kingdom Hearts makes sense at the Game Awards the year before it comes out. So I guess this one would be a caveat where if Kingdom Hearts comes out late next year, like December, right? December 2025, could it appear at the Game Awards? I think it could. I really think it could. I think you can even look to the history of Square Enix and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth with Jeff Keighley. There's been a lot of overlap between Jeff Keighley showing off that stuff and PlayStation events, but that's because of the exclusivity. But Jeff Keighley as well has shown off Final Fantasy, including I think Jeff Keighley showed off the first trailer for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and I think he maybe did the second or third one as well. So there's a link there. I think that makes a lot of sense. So this one I do feel the most optimistic on. And also, I guess, Gamescom's in August, Tokyo Game Show's in September, Game Awards is in early December. That's several months, you know what I mean? So now you're looking at, if Kingdom Hearts comes out 1 year later, that's within 12 months, right? That's within the year. So I think that would make more sense. But I don't know, I feel like in my mind, Kingdom Hearts makes for a great Game Awards showing, a presentation, a trailer. I think it makes sense to do it the year before. So if we find out that Kingdom Hearts is mid-2026, I could totally see it being at next year's, right, 2025 Game Awards. I think it's almost a lock at that point, right? That's kind of how I see it. So do I think we see Kingdom Hearts, this year? I think it's unlikely, but I don't think it's impossible. And I do think, in terms of my own prediction, I think waiting to Game Awards probably makes the most sense. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on. I hope to see you all on the next one.